Okay.
Good evening, everyone, or should I say good afternoon. I want to apologize again for my tardiness. I just came in from a community event. That's the reason I was a bit late signing on, but I want to welcome everyone to the meeting. The meeting is now called to order at 7:36 p.m. The next item on the agenda is our roll call. And roll call are just for board members, okay? June Prasad, present. Adele Bennett. Adele, are you present?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I remember here.
I know. It's all right. I want to hear your voice. George Tate.
Present.
Thank you, George. Margarita Vigilante.
Present.
Thank you. Brady Castor.
Present.
Thank you. Sonia Clark. I think she had told me she was going to be away, but I'm going to call her name for the second time. Sonia Clark. Okay, absent. Ruby Harry Singh. Ruby Harry Singh. Okay. Alison French Kenton. Alison French Kenton. Cheryl Sanders. Cheryl Sanders. Ozzie Lewis. Ozzie Lewis. John Dixon. John Dixon. Simone Sylvester.
Present.
Delroy Morat. Delroy Morat. Celia Bedding. Celia Bedding. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we don't have a quorum yet, but we will proceed and hopefully we have all the members join us. Okay? The next item on the agenda is the chairperson report. Today, as you notice,
No.
okay. Oh yeah, for the new people on the calls, a representative. My name is June Prasad. I am the chair of the Commerce Committee. I want to welcome each and every one of you. We have, I think, 8 applications tonight to process. We also have our sumptuous sample coming up on the 27th of June, which is, I think, next week. I'm looking forward to see all the committee members there. We'll probably discuss a little bit more on the sumptuous sample a little later in the meeting. Since we have so many applications tonight and don't know if everyone is in attendance, I will proceed with the meeting. That ends my report. Approval of the May 16, 2023 minutes. Carol, did the minutes went out?
Yes, they did.
Did everyone receive it? If so, can I have a motion to accept the minutes? And someone second?
I second.
Do we have quorum?
Sorry, did someone? Can you hear that, Carol? Because I didn't hear who.
It was Adele asking about quorum.
Do we have
Oh yeah, thank you, Adele. Sorry. Yeah, we don't have quorum, so we cannot approve the minutes. Sorry, my apologies. I'm a little off today. You know, when you're rushing. New business.
Madam Chair,
Yes. Yes, George.
Yeah, but I do have a correction to the minutes.
I guess we could take the correction. Go right ahead.
Yes, when it came to the voting for the liquor licenses,
Mm-hmm.
they have my vote is incorrect. I had They, okay, I'm looking for it. They had me yes for one, and abstain for two. Number two, it was the reverse.
Okay,
I abstained for number one. I said yes to two and three, which
okay,
means it really doesn't affect the outcome
got you.
of the voting, but on that has to be corrected too.
Yes, for the records. Carol, can you make a note of that, please?
Okay, I have him, number one, he abstained, number two,
Yeah. Yes, and number three, yes.
okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Are there any other corrections? Hearing none, we'll move on. We're just gonna have discussions on the liquor license application. But unfortunately, we cannot vote on the applications tonight because we do not have a quorum. Is there a representative from Green Heart Lounge located at 4703 Church Avenue? That's a new application, the representative or the owner on the call?
That's Mr. Agard.
Oh,
Yes,
Patrick,
I'm here.
you? Okay,
Yes, good evening, everyone. Patrick Agard, representing Greenheart.
okay.
Um,
One second, Patrick. I just want to make sure that you were here before I discussed it. Mhm.
okay,
Okay, so the application is Greenheart Lounge, located at 4703 Church Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11203. This application is for a bar and tavern. It's actually a new application and they're requesting a temporary permit as well. They will be doing DJ recorded music karaoke. And it's for a full liquor license. We do have a police report on this application. It states 6/12/22 to 6/12/23. There were 6 311 calls for loud noise. The status is closed. 6/12/22 to 6/12/23. There were 2 arrests was made. Both, one is for forcible touching, and I can't recognize the what's the other one for, but both status were closed.
June, you're breaking up.
I don't know what's going on. You can't hear me? Just
You're
that
breaking
one?
up. Yeah, you're breaking up.
Can everyone else hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so that was
Yes.
probably your phone.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hearing an echoing from your phone, but everyone else can hear me clearly. So both status are closed. However, so they both status closed. Normally on a new application, the police report doesn't matter because it's a new location. However, I would assume this establishment is in business. So, but they both situation is closed. I'll now open up the floor for Mr. Agard to give us a little rundown and then open the floor for questions on this application.
yes, good evening once again. Patrick Agard, representing Greenheart. This application actually came before you a little over a year ago, before you sat in this office, Ms. June.
No problem. Mhm.
And it was, they had put it in for for 4708 across the street. And this place has now become available, which is actually a better spot for them, which is across the street from where they originally had applied. Because in there was a restaurant that was already fully operating. And that report that you read was from that previous establishment. So this is just really just for them to put it in for the new address, which is 4703. And it's the same owner, Compton Williams, and you pretty much, the method of operation is pretty much everything you read
Okay.
in your description.
Okay, so you're saying that they were located, just to reiterate what you said, 47 or what was where they were before?
I believe the old address was 4708 that they had
Okay, yeah,
originally.
because the name does look familiar. Yeah. So they're now located at 4703 Church Avenue.
They're looking to go across the street.
Okay, understood. I will now open the floor for any discussion. Any discussion, please raise your hand so I can acknowledge you. Let me see how I get this. Okay, Adele Bennett, go right ahead.
Oh, yes, I'd like to know the capacity and hours of operation.
The hours of operation are going to be 7 days a week.
Mhm.
And it's going to be from, I believe she said that he had said it from 11 to 2,
11 to what? Sorry.
11 a.m. to 2 a.m.
Got you.
And
Mhm.
what was the other question? I'm sorry.
Those were the two questions.
Oh,
How many people?
Adele, you're breaking up. I could barely hear you. I don't know what's wrong. Are you driving or something?
He's asking for the capacity.
Yeah.
oh, the capacity.
Capacity.
It's going to be under 64 people.
On the 64 or on the 74?
74. I beg your pardon. Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, they don't have to do the sprinkler.
Gotcha.
Security.
How do I get back into this? I'm in
Are
the,
you gonna have security?
Adele, are you still speaking?
I'm driving. Yes, I want to know about security.
click on John Meeting.
This is not going to be a lounge or a catering hall or anything like that. It's just going to be a restaurant, a family style type restaurant.
Okay.
So there's going to be no need for additional security.
Keep doing.
Can that person please put their the call on mute, please? I'm not sure who that is. Go ahead. I think Mr. Agard answered your question, Adele.
Is the Donkey Kong franchise a thing anymore?
I'd like to know the type of food he's gonna be selling. What type of food they.
Can that part, Adele, 1 second. Please, everyone, can you put your phone on mute unless you're speaking? I'm not sure who that is. Okay, go ahead, Adele.
Can you hear me? I just want to know the type of food. Make sure you should have brought a menu with him.
Okay,
I hear you.
can anyone else, does anyone else have a question?
You're talking about me. Go with your mouth. It's upside down, man.
Who is that? Carol, can you see
You
who
like
that
me to
is?
mute all?
Yes, please.
June, you have to unmute yourself also.
I just did. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Mhm. Miss, are there any other questions for Mr. Agard? Mr. Agard, prior to them moving over to that location, how long have they been at the other location?
They've never opened.
They've never opened. Okay.
Right. It was only in the planning stage, so they haven't
Very
opened yet.
Fair enough. Thank you.
So this is going to help them as far as construction is. So that's why this turns out to be a better location for them.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Okay.
Hearing no other question for Mr. Agard, I will proceed to the next application. Is there a representative from JR Place? Oh, I'm not going from the agenda, sorry.
Card,
Yes, ma'am.
you should finish with Mr. Agard because he has 2 more applications for you.
I have to go according to the agenda, Carol.
Okay.
No problem. Mr. Agard, you don't have anything else to do but be with us tonight, correct? Nostrand Donut Shop of Brooklyn, Inc., 1449 Nostrand Avenue, New York. Is there a representative there? I think I heard him say that earlier. Nostrand Donut Shop.
Yeah,
He has to unmute his.
you have to unmute. In the ratio, tiene que unmute yourself.
The left-hand corner of the screen at the bottom.
Yeah. Okay, now.
I can't hear him. Are you speaking, sir? He's speaking, but we're not hearing him. Can you
He's
unmute him? No.
unmuted.
Tap the microphone.
He's unmuted, but I don't know if
He's
he's talking.
unmuted. He's unmuted on the laptop as well as we had to call in because we were having audio issues.
He was talking earlier, so. But I don't see him moving his lips, so I don't know.
Okay, log out and log back in.
He did.
Guys, please. Thank you.
Hi, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm connecting in. I'm his daughter. He did communicate that he was here to represent. We're having audio issues. We did call in. Both the laptop and the call-in call are unmuted currently.
All right. Well, we're hearing you though. Can you speak for him?
Yeah, no
Okay.
problem.
Awesome. So the application is Nostrand Donut Shop of Brooklyn, Inc. It's located at 1449 Nostrand Avenue. This is a new application. They're also applying for are you applying for a temporary? Because I don't see that part ticked. I'll come back to that. It's for a full liquor license. It's a bar and tavern. They only have recorded music.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, the police report as follows. There is no incident on the police report. So I will open the floor to the applicant or the representative of the applicant to give us a little more details on this application.
Sure. So he's just looking to extend the business hours currently. He is just a donut shop at the moment. We are looking to expand it until a little bit later, about latest 10 o'clock, just to sell Spanish food and have a couple of drink options available for anyone that opted into eat in.
Okay, so you're saying you're already in business, is that correct?
Yeah, we're an up and running donut breakfast shop.
Okay, but you're if you want to extend the hours, you will have to file what's called a method of operation, and that was not ticked on the 30-day notice.
Okay.
If you want to make
because our hours already, we're open all the way until 7 p.m. already as is. So we were just going to extend for 3 hours, but I'll make note of that so that way we can submit that as well.
Okay, so what are you applying for here on this 30-day notice? Because all it says is new application. So you obviously don't have a liquor license yet, correct?
Correct, that's correct. We don't have one yet.
Are you applying for a temporary retail permit as well?
Yeah, we submitted that as well.
Okay, well, it's not stated on the 30-day notice. I'm just letting you know that, okay?
Okay, I'll make
All right.
that.
Yes. The only type of music you're having is recorded music.
Yeah, just like on the stereo, in-house music,
Okay.
really.
All right. Fair enough. Okay. So I will open the floor up for any questions for this applicant. Adele, you got the floor.
Thank you. Now, he wants to convert, excuse me, about a committee member. He wants to convert from, extend rather, from a donut breakfast shop, a lunch, to an alcohol business.
To a what?
To alcohol, he wants an alcohol license, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. The purpose of that really isn't just to have like alcohol within the establishment. It's just to be able to give a different feel in the afternoon for like a small happy hour. We are currently also selling like tacos and such at the afternoon hours. So just to provide like with it.
Okay. My rest of my question is, what about the kids that go in and out during the day? Will they be serving alcohol? Because you can't serve it around kids. I know a lot of kids going in and out that shop.
Well, currently our traffic hasn't had a lot of kids, but I do understand your question. I think, we would probably most likely have it locked up in the back until the afternoon. We're not looking to have it out in the front well. So there wouldn't be any alarms as far as like family and children. But definitely do have plans to just keep it in the back, and then if anyone asks, we'll have it on the menu and we'll bring it out. But it's not something that we want to present in the front of the business so much.
Yes. The rest of my question is,
One sec, you have another question, Adele? Sorry.
type of food. They said something about the type of food. What
Sorry?
type? What type of food is they be preparing?
I'm sorry, it's coming out blurry. I'm not understanding that.
She said, what type of
type-
food are you serving? She just said taco or something. Mhm.
Sure. So right now, currently we're serving breakfast and lunch. So we have like regular breakfast food, but we also have burritos, tacos, quesadillas, platters, steak, eggs, rice.
Mm-hmm. So rice, beans, empanadas.
I'm sorry?
I said empanadas.
Yeah, that as well.
Okay.
Okay, Bree, before I let you speak, I just have one quick correction. You mentioned that you will have the alcohol store in the back. If you do get your liquor license, you have to have your alcohol, store in the bar, and you definitely have to maintain, checking of IDs if you have, junkets coming in. So you can't just have it stored in the bar because it has to be display, and you have to have your liquor license posted near to the bar, and the conditions that require with a liquor license, just so you know that.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's just more of a control. We will have a few options in the front, but just more to control it. That we have, I guess, more precautious of anything. But we do understand that it would need to be in the front.
Okay. All right, Bree, the floor is open to you.
Good evening. I was just kind of questioning what the alcoholic beverages would be. Are these bottled, like is this beer or wine, or will you have a bartender for mixed drinks? I just wanted to understand what type of alcohol would be served.
Well, it says
we would
full liquor.
mostly.
Mhm.
Well, we are requiring a full liquor license, just in case we do down the future want to obtain a bartender. Currently, our plans are just to have beer, wine, not so much any hard liquor as far as like tequila and all that stuff. But currently, right now, we're just looking for the option of if we wanted to obtain a bartender, but mostly beer and wine.
Thank you.
Okay, so you were applying for a full liquor license so the plans are for the beginning, you're gonna do just beer and wine, and later on, go on to spirits and things like that. Is that correct? Because you're applying, there's a big difference in terms of monetary for the different types of license.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. Fair enough. Bree, you still have your hands up. Is that a follow-up question or okay? Does anyone else have their hands up? I can see a lot.
Yes, I do. And
Go ahead, Miss Margarita. Sorry. Mhm.
yeah, I was just, what are your hours of operation now, and what are they going to be when you file for that?
So right now, currently, they're 6 a.m. to 7 p.m., but then we would extend until 10, maybe max 11.
Can you repeat that operation hours? I didn't get it.
Sure. The operation hours currently are 6 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay.
And then we would be looking to extend until possibly 11, 10 o'clock.
Okay, and then if you get a bartender and you do all that, are you going to then probably extend it more than 11?
We don't think so. We're not really so close to being on site. So for our business hours, we just stay to 11 o'clock max.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
What is your cross streets, ma'am?
We're on Church and Nordstrom.
Church and Nordstrom.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Are there anyone else hands is up that I can see?
Well, the hands were up, but the question that I had was basically asked with the last three people. So my only other question would be the capacity And also, I'm a little confused as to what they or is that this they have like a sit down a dinner type place, or is this like a snack bar?
It would be like a snack bar. We're not a huge location. We have a counter, maybe 4 or 5 tables at most, but they sit about maybe 2 people max each table, so it would just be more of a snack bar.
Okay, so about how many people you would think you could hold at one time?
No more than 30,
Okay, thank you.
of course.
I do have one other question.
Go right ahead, ma'am.
Do you sell drinks and things? Do you have like a freezer where people can buy drinks? I mean, you know, like water and juice and stuff.
Yeah, we currently do have about 2 fridges that are right out in the front, so it sells water, Snapple, soda, juices.
Right. So you're not going to be selling beer.
Oh,
and things.
no, we don't plan to put beer in there,
Okay. All right. Thank you.
of course.
What you mean you don't plan to put beer in there if you're applying for a full liquor license? I don't get that.
Well, we would put it more later on during, like in the afternoon, closer to the business hours that requires for it, but we wouldn't have it earlier than maybe 4 o'clock. It's not something that we want to have out there so early in the morning, really.
So I guess my question is, if it's an establishment where you're serving the customers beer as opposed to selling it retail from a freezer, isn't that a different thing? You know, if you're acting as a store and selling liquor, or you're just serving it to your customers.
No, it's not a liquor store. It's a restaurant. They
Right,
have
but if-
taco and things like that. So they have to be selling it to the customer over the counter. It's not a liquor store where they could buy and walk
Yeah,
out
but
with it.
what I'm saying is that it's not like a restaurant where you sit down. They have a place where you can open a freezer and take something out and just buy it and walk out. So my point is, if they're not planning to put beer in there where somebody can just buy a beer and walk out with it. You understand
Well,
what I'm
we
saying?
don't. It's not one of those establishments where you walk in and it's right there. It's more of a controlled. It's in a controlled area. It's right by the counter, right by the cashier, right by the kitchen opening. So it's a small spot area. We don't really have anyone just walk in and walk out. We are well staffed as well, so I wouldn't see anyone coming in and out. We are looking more just to serve it instead of selling it. Our purpose is not to sell the beer freely.
Right. Well, I think the point is you can't sell it, right, without a retail license.
Well,
Chair,
course.
can you correct me? I don't.
No, so I think the law has changed. If you're buying food, you're allowed to buy like a cocktail in a takeout container. So they have to buy it with a food dish. Patrick, correct me if I'm wrong. Is that?
Yeah, that's correct. Jane.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, right. That's
Yes. So they cannot walk into that establishment and just buy a bottle or a can of beer and walk out. They have to purchase. They have to purchase food. 1 second, Adele. They have to purchase food, and they can buy a cocktail to go. Okay. The law has changed since around COVID time. So yes, but I know the young lady is trying to say the correct things, but Miss, once you get that liquor license, your bar has to be stocked from the time you open. It has to be displayed from the time you open to the time you close. So I would just suggest to you, because I think you don't know the rules, but it has to be displayed. So whether you're selling it or you're not selling it, it needs to be displayed. In the storefront, whether it's in the if you have a little bar area, if you don't have a little bar area, whether it's in the freezer or fridge or what have you, but it has to be displayed because you have to have all your license and the warning signs to the bar area where the alcohol is stored, and things like that, and your license, your permit, and your certificate of authority, etc. All right?
Okay. Yep.
All right.
Totally understand.
Adele, is that another question or your hands up from before?
You answered my question.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
That's the procedure, that's all.
Okay, so, Miss, you can stay on the call, please, because we have, I have, at the end, I will be telling you guys about the meeting tomorrow that you have to attend, okay? So please stay on the call. Okay. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is K and L Manor Corp, but this item was tabled. Okay, so I'll move on to the other application. I hope I pronounced this correctly. Macaduma Tavern, 9508 Church Avenue. Is there a representative here?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, did I pronounce it correctly, sir?
Oh, it's Macedonia Tavern.
Macedonia Tavern. Thank you so much for the correction.
You're welcome,
Okay.
ma'am.
1 second. Okay. Macedonia Tavern is located at 9508 Church Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11212. This is a new application with a temporary retail permit. It's for a full liquor license. There will be a DJ, recorded music, karaoke, live band. Did I see right? You have exotic dancing?
Oh, that's probably like a mistake. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to, okay, all right. Let me continue. So is this a transferred license?
There used to be a liquor license there before, but we took over the business. But I think the license is inactive right now. So
Yeah, but you have this, so you filled in the part where it says transferred application and you have the name of it. That is incorrect, and the serial number. That doesn't go there, okay?
all right, man.
There is a police report. I will read the police report. 6/12/22 to 6/12/23. There were 2 complaints. It just says complaint report that status is closed. 6/12/22 to 6/13/23. There's 2 C summons issued. That status is closed. 6/12 to 6/22. 6/12 to 6/12/23. 1 arrest per firearm inside. That status is closed. I would assume that you're operating the establishment? 'Cause
Yes, ma'am.
You are, okay. Okay, so it's a new application, but these are the police situation. So you are operating without a liquor license, is that correct?
Right now? No, we're not operating right now.
So why do you have all these why do you have all these
No,
police incidents?
the period that you read, we had a liquor license then. So the arrest, that was, we notified the cops when the security told us that somebody came in with a weapon. So we called the cops and they got the person arrested. But the liquor license just got expired. That was probably like last month. So that is why we're trying to renew the new liquor license.
Okay, so this is not a renewal. It says, according to here, it says it's a new application.
Yeah, it's new because the liquor license that we're trying to get is going to be under someone else's name. So we're trying to get a new liquor license entirely with a different.
Gotcha. All right. I see you have here. I'm just trying to understand your 30-day notice so I can explain it to the members. It says applicant or license name, and you have, I can't pronounce it. Please forgive me. Samuel something. And then you have trade name as Macedonia Tavern. So you're putting the license in a person's name, and then you have a trade name. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think I made a mistake. That was supposed to be the business name, but I was thinking probably the applicant has to be the person's individual.
A lot of people make that mistake. So I would suggest to you, sir, this is just my opinion. You don't have to take it. Because if this 30-day notice is not done properly, it's going to mess up you getting your license. We can table this, but we don't come back until September because July and August we are actually closed. The community board, we don't have no meetings July and August. it is all your call. If you want to proceed today and for us to, discuss your application, it's all up to you. But I see some errors on this 30-day notice that will affect you getting your license. But that is totally your call. Would you like me to table this or would you like me to proceed?
Yeah, we want to proceed with it, man.
Okay. So I will now open the floor for any questions for this applicant. Macadamia Tavern. Pronounce it right?
Yeah, Macedonia.
Macedonia. Sorry, guys. My apologies. Adele, I see you had your hands up.
Yes, I did, thank you. I was going to say if the paperwork isn't done properly, I don't see the point of having the discussion unless he wants to learn from it.
Well, so let me just explain a little bit, Adele. A person can put an application in their personal name and have the trade name. It's just not recommended, but they can do that.
Yes.
There's a new what would happen, what the state liquor authority would do, whatever corrections they need to do, they would send them to resubmit a new application, a new 30-day notice. Okay, so if he wants to proceed, by all means, we have to proceed. All right, so yeah.
Capacity, kind of operation.
Say that again.
Capacity.
Okay.
Time of operation.
Can you hear?
The capacity, yes, the capacity is 74, 75, and the hours of operation is 5 to 4.
Can you
5
put your
p.m.
camera on, sir, please? If you're doing a presentation,
all right,
you have to put your camera on. Sorry.
I was going to say, if you're going to have music, what about soundproofing?
Yeah, we got some proof over there.
There are a lot of houses behind you.
We have some proof over there.
Okay. What did you say?
The place has been there since 2019. I said we have some proof.
What is your hours? What was your hours of operation? I didn't get that. Sorry.
5 p.m. to 4 a.m.
So 4 a.m. Okay. What did you say, Adele? I didn't hear that.
I think you hear me. I said, is he going to have security?
Yes, we do have security, minimum of 2. It depends on the kind of event that we have. Sometimes we have up to like 4 security.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other hands up that I'm not seeing? I'm going to open it up for another question. Any other questions? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to the next application. Okay, sorry, 1 second. 3. The next application is their representative for Qualex Restaurant and Lounge, LLC. Are you here? Okay.
It's me, ma'am.
Okay, 9505. Okay. Am I pronouncing that name correctly?
Oh, it's Quilux.
Quilux. Okay. Thank you for that.
Welcome.
Quilux Restaurant and Lounge, LLC is located at 9505 Church Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11212. This is for a new application. Sir, are you applying for a temporary retail permit? Because you did not indicate that. It just says new application both times. I just want to be sure.
Yes, we could consider the option, but the building is under renovation right now, so we have a lot of time to like just wait for the actual.
Fair enough, no problem. Just want to be sure. Okay, and this is for a full liquor license. You have DJ, recorded music, karaoke, patron dancing. You have a full kitchen, You did not state what type of establishment it is. It says restaurant at the top, but it doesn't say there in the type of establishment. Okay. 50 feet. So the police report, there is no incident at this location. So I will now open the floor up for any questions on this application. Oh, unless you want to just tell us a little bit about the establishment first before we ask any questions.
Yeah, well, we're just looking to open a full service restaurant. We've done the business before. That's the Macedonia Tavern. So we're extending to the 9505 Church Avenue. So it's pretty much going to be like a restaurant. Then we're going to close earlier, probably from 12 p.m. to 1 a.m. And we have an outdoor seating. And we're going to be selling liquor and wine, beer and cider.
Okay, so 9508 Church Avenue and 9505 Church Avenue, same owners, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just want to make sure. I'll open the floor up for any questions for this applicant.
Yeah, I have a question.
Go right ahead, Ms. Vigilante.
So these are right across the street from each other? These establishments?
Yes, ma'am. The Macedonia Tavern, we transitioned the place to event place and more of we don't like open every day anymore. So the Quillox is gonna be like a full service restaurant that's gonna be open 7 days a week. So the nature of business is quite different. So the Macedonia is more like an event space, but we need liquor license just to make sure when people rent the space, they can bring in their liquor and stuff like that.
So the previous license that we just went through is for an event space, not for a tavern? I'm a little confused because I think it was said Macedonia Tavern.
Yeah, the Macedonia Tavern, we started the business in 2019. So I mean, as time went by, we transitioned to like more of event space, you know. So we don't really sell food anymore. So we just like rent out the space, and sometimes we have promoters that do like a weekly, you know. So that's basically what we do. So the Quillox is gonna be full service restaurant that's gonna be open every day from 12 in the afternoon to probably like 1 o'clock.
Okay, so that other place is not going to be open every day then?
Yeah, it's not open every day. Yes.
So the event space is going to be open every day from 5 to 4 a.m.?
No, it's not. It's not open every day. We do more. We just take on events. You know, people that want to do like baby showers, you know, birthday parties and stuff like that. Then there are promoters that want to have like an event, you know, probably on the weekend. So that's what we do right now for the Macedonia.
Okay. So now this place is a restaurant?
Yes.
Quillox is a restaurant.
Yes.
Okay, and the capacity of this restaurant?
It's 75. Though there was a fire incident at the location probably, and I think that was 2 years ago, November 2021. So the landlord is looking to like get the inspection and everything done. So the business is not gonna be open till probably on November or December. But we're just trying to get a liquor license before then.
Okay.
So
I have one more question.
Oh, sure, go right ahead.
When I think you were saying that there's going to be dancing or something, is that something that's for this place or for the other place?
No, it's
for the Quillox also, yeah.
The Macedonia doesn't have any patron dancing. It has exotic dancing, and no one asked that question. Then it has third-party promoters, security personnel. Just a little bit of advice. The state authority very rarely wants to hear about third-party promoters, so good luck on that one. Ms. Vigilante, just to bring something to your attention, you said so he has the Macedonia Tavern. That's just the name of the establishment. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bar and tavern license. That's just the name of the establishment. Okay, I just want to clear that up. But until he corrects these stuff, the State Liquor Authority will make their own decision on what they would grant him or what they would not. On this restaurant, pronounce it again, Qualux? Quilux, he has patron dancing, the correct patron. He has third-party promoters, security personnel. The way the 30-day notice goes, it gives you all these options and you have to take what applies to your application, okay? Some people make some mistakes, some people don't, do the right way. Both of these applications, you do not have the type of establishment. And that is required by the State Liquor Authority for you to put it in. So I'm quite sure they're going to make you redo these 30-day notices. But that is totally, up to you. Miss Margarita, your hands are still up. Is there another question or that's from?
I just clarify. So both places are third-party promoters?
Well, that's what he picked.
The reason we put a third party is because when we did the Macedonia Tavern, right, we have most times we engage promoters to promote events and bring in the crowd, so that reduces the burden on also anticipate people coming in. So, but it's always said, we never had issues with Macedonia Tavern, and we've always given back to the community, so I don't think we're gonna have issue with the third party promoters.
Okay, thank you.
Adele, you have the floor.
I'd like to know for the Macedonia Tavern, which you said was a event space. Did you ever have a liquor license at all that you used?
Yes. The liquor license expired last month, but we decided to get a new one because one of the owners actually pulled out of the business. So we want to get a liquor license in a different name entirely. But the license expired on 30th of June. That was last month.
Okay, but June, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Police report for the Macedonia Tavern, just for that.
Yes.
Are you asking me that question, Adele?
Yes.
But we passed that application already, and you have no questions about it.
Macedonia?
Yes.
Oh,
we're now on Quantum. Yeah.
The Quilux never had a liquor license.
I keep pronouncing it wrong.
The Quilux never had a liquor license before. It's a new business.
Right. There's no issue on the Quilux restaurant.
Macedonia.
We have completed that already. Just happened that he is the same owner for the establishment. I can't go back to that one because we've already passed that. We're now on Quilux Restaurant and Lounge. Are there any other questions for this applicant?
Yes, my hands are up. It's
sorry, George. Thank you for letting me know because I can't see. Now I can see you.
Okay. You're welcome. Yeah. I have a little question on the Quilux.
Okay.
I'm a little confused here because it's saying it's going to be third-party promoters, but is it a restaurant? Is it a sit-down restaurant and bar, or is it a catering place? Because
I'm sorry.
So,
go ahead.
All right, so it's a sit-down restaurant where we have patrons coming, and then we're also gonna be having takeout. We're gonna be using Grubhub, Uber Eats, and stuff like that. But with the third-party promoters, my own experience about third-party promoter is when we did the Macedonia Tavern, we have a Sunday brunch. We don't really promote the Sunday brunch by ourselves. We have promoters that have the crowd. So they put up the Sunday brunch and they invite people. So with that, we can leverage on their own experience and what they bring to the business. So that is what I meant by the third-party promoters.
Oh, thank you for explaining that. Because when I heard third-party promoter, it seemed the way you first explained it, it looked like you would be having parties in there. But no, it's basically...
No.
So the place is actually a restaurant and lounge, George. The place is a restaurant and lounge. So
Yes.
I'm sure he has an open this space that if he wants to promote stuff, that's the impression I'm getting. But the state liquor authority will address the third party promoters. Usually they don't like parties promoters, but that's something that they will have to deal with, you know, when he submits his application, they'll make a determination. But at least he's being honest, I have to say that.
Yes, but he did answer my question, 'cause that's what I wanted to know, if it was like going to be like a restaurant itself. And what kind of food, what type of food? Is this a whole restaurant or just snack food or?
No, it's gonna be a full service restaurant. We're gonna have a lot of a lot of food on the menu. But basically, we're gonna do like Caribbean, African, and American foods, you know. So, and we're gonna have finger foods in the morning also, like in the
Okay, thank
afternoon.
you. Thank you.
I'm sure.
The floor is still open. Are there any other questions for this Quanlux?
Prelux.
Prelux. Oh, why can I keep pronouncing it incorrectly? Anyone that I'm not seeing, please help me. I can't see everyone. I don't know why. Hearing none, it's fair to say I can move on to the next. Okay. The next item is RJ Place Inc., located at 1058 Rockland Road. It's a renewal. Is there a representative? Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Hi, Mrs. Smith. It's Smith, right? Is there
Ebert.
Ebert, sorry.
Yes.
So RJ Place Inc., located at 1058 Rockland Road, Brooklyn, New York, 11212.
Yes.
This is for full liquor license. It's a renewal. It's a bar and tavern. She only has recorded music. There's no outdoors. 1 second. If I may say, you have been in business over 20 something years. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. 23 years.
23 years. All right. I remember that correctly.
Yeah.
There is no police. There's no incident on the police report. I will now, if you would like to say a few words on your application, feel free to do so. Ms. Hubert, go right ahead.
Yes, it's a family-friendly business. We in business for 23 years. We run a respectable business. And we have like, you know, food like finger food, chicken, chips, and such. Yeah.
Okay. Ms. Hubert, would you be participating in the Sumptuous Sample this year like you did in the past?
When is it?
The 27th. I'll call you offline.
Okay, you can call me, yeah.
Yes. I open the floor up for any questions. Sorry, guys. I couldn't resist. The floor is open for any questions. See, you've been in business for 23. Oh, George, you there? Go right ahead, George.
Yeah, no, just curiosity. Has she been in business for 23 years at the same location?
Yes.
Oh, good. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, George. Anyone else? That is indeed commendable, because to stay in business for such a long period of time and have no incident, we appreciate that. Hearing no other question, we'll move on to the next application. Whew. Silver Chicken and Seafood LLC, 832 Clarendon Avenue. It's a renewal. Is that representative on the call?
Hi, good evening. I'm Sam Hong, representing Silver Chicken. I also have Robert Silver, the owner, present on the line as well.
Okay, bear with me 1 minute. Okay. Silver Chicken and Seafood LLC, located at 832 Clarkson Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11203. This is a, 1 second, renewal. for a wine, beer, and cider. They have recorded music for the location, no outdoor area. The police reports as follows: 6/12/22 to 6/13/23. There was one 311 complaint, loud music. That status is closed. I will now open the floor to the applicant if they just briefly want to tell us a little bit about the establishment. So you can choose who will speak, whether it's the rep or the owner.
Right, I'm gonna just talk very briefly. I'm gonna pass the floor to Mr. Robert regarding the past incident 311 calls. So I just would like to say that our operation has not changed. So pretty much our food menu keeps the same. We're serving pretty much a variety of fish and chicken menus, mostly like the steam or fry options, and also we serve pasta. So it's really a very busy area where people really order a lot of food. We have very limited seating indoor. So our method operation is still from 12 p.m. until 9 p.m. every day. Pretty much that will be it for the method operation. This is only a renewal. So regarding the 311 complaints, I have no information about that, what just happened, what you reported. I'm just gonna pass the floor very briefly to Mr. Robert if you wanna say something about that.
Okay. So he can explain, but the status is closed. It's just a 311 complaint, okay. Loud noise, loud music.
Right.
Okay. Sir, what's your name?
Robert Silva.
Okay, Mr. Silva, can you how long you been in business?
3 years.
3 years? And you coming now for renewal?
Yes.
Liquor license application is a 2-year renewal. The first year you didn't have a license? I'm just curious.
No, I didn't.
Okay, fair enough. That explains. All right. The floor is now open for anyone with any questions.
Yep, I have a question.
Go right ahead, ma'am.
Yeah. So is this mostly takeout? Is that what you're saying? That you have limited seating inside, so it's mostly a takeout establishment?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Are there any other questions?
Yes.
Go right ahead.
I say capacity.
The capacity?
Hours of operation.
You stated that. That's 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. Just give us the capacity, ma'am.
Yeah, the capacity, we only have 4 stools indoor at the counter. We also use the sidewalk as part of the open restaurant program. We sit about a capacity about 10 people-ish, only in the sidewalk. That's part of the restaurant program.
Okay.
Okay, that's it.
And they've been in business for 3 years, so good.
Right.
What are your cross streets? It's on Clarkson, but what are the cross streets?
Utica, yeah.
Utica and East 51st Street.
Oh, so you right by the McDonald's there, okay?
Yes.
Are you close to the there's a bar I think over there? No?
I thought we thought there was a bar. No.
It used to be a bar over there. So you're right next. Is it you're the first store next to Utica, or second store? What's it?
Second store.
Second store.
Yeah, there is a Domino's Pizza right across the street, and there is a grocery store on the corner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but there's a big bar, I think, two stores down. Am I correct? I could be wrong.
No.
No?
No. That's a church, like right next door. Yeah.
Oh, there's a church? Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Detective Skinner. It's right next to Good Vibes.
Oh, right. I know. It's right next to Good Vibes. So it's not Good Vibes. Okay. Okay. I want to make sure. Hi, Detective Skinner. Thank you for joining us. Mm-hmm. So are there any other questions for this applicant?
Are they anywhere near that Wingstop place?
Across the street from Wingstop.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. I can't see any other hands. Are there any other hands up? I just want to make sure I'm not missing anyone.
I have my hand up.
Go right ahead, Bree.
So I just wanted to know, is it on Utica or is it on Clarkson?
It's on Clarkson Avenue, between Utica and 51st.
Well, he mentioned it's across the street from Wingstop, and Wingstop is on Utica. So is it going to be at the corner, or because I'm right there? I'm between Clarkson and Winthrop. So is it?
So
There's
the address is 832 Clarkson Avenue.
So is it next to Simone's?
It's 3 doors from Simone.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, I thought that was Bree, but that was Miss Sylvester, correct? Sorry. Okay.
That's fine.
You can remove your hands up. Any other questions? Hearing none. Okay, wow, I can't believe everyone is here tonight. Whoa. Splash Event and Catering LLC, 8821 Ditmas Avenue, New York. Patrick, that's yours as well, correct?
That's correct.
All right, so Splash Event and Catering LLC, 8821 Ditmas Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11236. This is a new application with a temporary permit retail request. It's a full liquor license. It's a catering facility, private events only. DJ, recorded music, live music, patrons dancing. I see they have a backyard. And according to the police report, there is no incident at this location at the time. If you guys could remember, this application was tabled a few times due to scheduling with Mr. Agard. So if the name looks familiar, it's because it was tabled from previous meeting. Mr. Agard, I will open the floor up for you. If you have, you want to give us a little rundown. I know you.
Okay, Splash Events, it came to the board, again, this is one of those other ones that came a while ago. And in the midst of the pandemic and other things, they had kind of put things on hold, and some other things were running there at the time, but now the original owner, Mr. Alvin Lawrence, is back and in charge and looking to move forward with the application. It's going to be a catering place, so it only will be open when they have events.
Floor is open for anyone wish to have any questions for Mr. Agard.
See Ms. Vigilante?
I see Miss
Yes.
Adela. Who's first? I don't know. I can't only see one.
I'm on, so I'm gonna.
Okay, go right ahead.
How big is this place?
It's going to have a capacity of approximately about 160 people. They are finishing up the interior, and it has a full kitchen and 2 bathrooms, and it's on a side street. It's a little bit of ways from the actual homes that are further in the block, a few doors down. And across the street from them is another auto place. So, and around the corner from them is an auto place. So they're not really too much affecting the quality of life for the patrons in the side street.
And do they have an outside space?
A small backyard, which they really won't be using of such. We've been encouraging them not to use it because the backyard is shared with another institution, and not shared, but it's close to another institution, and to keep things from conflicting, we've encouraged them not to use it outside of maybe just to have people who need to vape, not, whatever that thing is that they do, is to take that out there as opposed to having them on the street doing that.
But does that backyard abut any private homes?
No.
Okay.
No. But I'll double check that, and at tomorrow night's meeting, I will definitely address that and bring that up if that's the case. But based on the diagrams I have, no, but I would double check that just to be sure.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, but just for the record, 1 second, Adele. They have to acknowledge whether they have a backyard space, if the patrons will be going outside, whether it's to smoke hookah, or if they will walk outside with a glass of drink. So they have to put that on the 30-day notice. Adele, you have the floor.
Oh, yes, thank you. I'd like to know, are they going to also have security?
Yeah, definitely they will have security. It's depending on the day. If it's and of course the event, if it's a repast, it may be just one. But if it's another type of event, they will have up to 4 people, a licensed security, state licensed security company they will be using.
Mm-hmm. And are they on the north or south side of the witness? Do you know?
Can you repeat the question? I didn't hear you too well.
Are they on the north or south side of Dickens Avenue?
Okay. Heading out. East is always to the- I think they're on the north side because east is always to the right, right?
Well, the north side would be Canarsie, the Canarsie side.
It's on. Mm-hmm.
So when if you're coming up,
I guess, yeah. Side, and the other side, which is the south side, would be the Canarsie side.
Okay, Mr. Dell, let me do this. Let me say I'm not really good at telling you north, south, east, and west. It's going based on I know where east is Long Island. But if you're coming up Ditmans towards Remsen,
yes,
they're on the left side.
Okay.
Does that help?
I mean, it's the same side as Wendy's.
Yes, that's correct. Same side, but Wendy's is
the back of it, residential homes.
I'm sorry?
The back of that business will abut the residential homes.
Okay, like I said, I would double check that and make sure of that. And like I said, we're encouraging them not to use the backyard outside of for smoking. That's it.
I'm sure the residents will let us know later. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
I'm looking on the map I'm just trying to look up the space because it's a pretty big building, but it looks like the back that the building goes all the way back to the homes. Like it doesn't look like to be a backyard space at all there.
It's a very small yard, and they're not occupying the whole building. To the side that they're on is really on what is that? Is that 89th Street? What is you're looking at the map there?
Yeah, it says
Because on the actual other side is an auto repair place, and that it's a huge building that's divided up.
Okay, so they're not in the building that's all the way up to the houses then. That's a different.
I believe so. Yes, and there is a space there between them and between where that building ends and where the actual residential homes begin.
Okay, because it doesn't look like that on this map, but it could be. I might be looking at it wrong.
Okay, I'll have everything straight to answer those questions tomorrow night.
Okay, thanks.
All righty.
Hello.
Yes.
Just curious.
Who am I speaking with? Please identify
Jerry.
yourself. Okay, Jerry.
Jerry. Is this a new application or is this a renewal?
This is
It's a new application.
Okay. No, and is Mr. Agard the owner?
No, he's the representative.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Well, I was just curious because when the previous callers were a rep was asking about whether it would affect the homes, you said he wasn't too sure. I was just concerned. I was not concerned. I mean, it just struck my attention that if he was the owner, then he would always know whether it would be affecting the homes or not. But he said he would check and see. So I was just curious as to what was his correlation with the actual business, because I thought that is something that he would know. That's all.
Okay, so Mr. Agard is not new to the Commerce Committee. He represents a lot of different locations.
Okay.
This is business, so
Oh, okay.
in the future, yes, I don't think, Mr. Agard, you don't live in, well, what's that noise? You don't live in this community, right? But you represent a lot of.
No, I live in an adjacent community too.
Okay, okay. So anytime you see Mr. Agard, he's representing an application.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Carol, I think we have a quorum now, correct? Carol,
Yes.
is that a yes that we have quorum or no, we don't? I think we do. I counted 9.
You got
I
quorum.
have Allison French Kenty on my phone. She wants to listen in just so that people know she's on the call. So she's marked present. To all the applicants, we do have quorum now, so we can vote. Correct? First, let's approve the minutes. Can we have a motion to approve the minutes?
George State, make a motion to approve the minutes with the corrections.
Can I have a second, please? May I have a second?
I second the motion, Celia Bellin.
Okay, sure.
Thank you. Okay, we are going to vote on the applications. It's a lot of them. So I just want to be clear on to who's voting what. 1 second. Carol, do you have, no, I have to do this differently. All right, Greenheart. Just so to all the applicants, please remember that you have to come to the community board meeting tomorrow. If you do not come to the community board, I'm sure you've received the information on that meeting. It's required because tomorrow the general board will vote on giving you a recommendation to the State Liquor Authority. Tonight, we are just the committee. We make a recommendation to the general board, correct? So I would say tonight, you know, our voting is important, but it's not as important as tomorrow night's voting, okay? But we're still going to proceed and vote because we do have all the applicants. So we have if everyone has the agenda, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. We table K and L Manor Co-op for the request of the representative, okay? So when I call your name, please say if it's yes on all 7, or if you if you have an objection to a specific one, please go accordingly to the agenda, okay? Or you could call the name of the application. So I'm going to start with myself since I'm on my name is the first on the attendance sheet. June Prasad, I would say yes on all. Adele Bennett. Adele?
I'm abstaining.
On what? All?
The first one.
I can't hear you, miss.
This one. What's the first one?
Are you, what is your vote, you said?
That's the first one, abstaining.
You're abstaining on the first one, Greenheart Lounge? Okay.
Yeah, and the rest, yes.
Number 1. Carol, are you making a note of this as well, please?
Yes, I am.
Thank you, darling, because I don't have a good record here because I don't have a free. George Tate?
Yes to all.
Okay. Thank you, George. Margarita Vigilante, how do you vote?
Okay, oh, yes, wait a minute, let me figure this out. Okay. Yes to the first one and the second one. I'm abstaining from 3 and 4. Yes to 5 and 6, and abstain 7.
Did you get that, Carol?
Give me a minute. 5 and 6,
Right.
yes. Wait, okay.
No?
We got
Sure.
1 yes. Number 2,
Yes.
yes. Number 3 and 4,
Abstain.
abstain. 5 and 6,
Yes.
and 7.
Abstain.
Okay.
Okay. Bree DeCaster?
I'm sorry, there's a little bit of background noise. I am voting yes to all except I'm going to abstain on the Macedonia Tavern.
Okay, which one is that? You gotta
I
give
think
me.
number
that's
number
the
3.
That's the fourth one. Greenheart.
Okay,
Oh,
so 1,
No,
is that
2.
the
that's the
fourth
third
one?
one. Macedonia is the third one.
Okay, it's the third one. Sorry, I'm counting on the
Okay, 1
agenda.
and 2, yes.
Yep.
So it cannot be yes to all if you accept. So you have to, you said
I
yes
said
to
yes
6.
to so yes to Greenheart, Nostrand Donut, K&L.
No,
Lodge.
KNL was
No, wait. Okay. I'm getting confused now. Give me a minute.
all right.
Okay.
1 and 2, yes.
Yes.
Number
3
3,
is I'm abstaining from that one.
okay.
Sorry.
Number 4,
And then that's a yes.
5,
Yes to that one.
6,
Yes to that as well.
and 7.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Sonia's not here. Ruby's not here. Allison French Kenton. Ruby, you here?
June, Ruby, yes, Ruby's here, and I vote yes to all 7.
Okay.
Ruby said all 7?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Ruby, for the correction.
Thank you.
Allison French Kenton is on my cell phone. Allison, how do you vote?
Well, I don't really know what to vote on, so I'll just abstain for now.
Okay, she abstained for all because she came on the call late. Okay, that's fair. So the next person, I say John Dixon. I'm not sure what time you came on the call.
I came on from 4 to 7. I'll say yes from 4 to 7. From 1 to 3, I was not there, so I'll abstain.
Okay, fair
Okay,
enough.
number 1. Let's go through it. 1.
You said abstain from 1 to 3.
1 to 3, abstain.
Okay. 4,
Yes.
5,
Yes.
and 6,
Yes.
and 7.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Miss Sylvester, how do you vote?
So I'm trying to figure out which one. There's only one that I would say no to. That's the one that's 3 doors down from Simone's, but I'm not sure which number that is.
Can you tell me the name of the establishment, please?
It's the one on Clarkson. I'm looking at
Okay,
the.
so that's number 7. Number 6.
Okay.
Okay, so number 1, Ms. Simone, go ahead.
Yes, I say yes to all with
Clarkson is
the
number 6.
exception.
Excuse me, Clarkson is the silver chicken on number 6.
It's number 6 because
Yes.
K&L was not discussed, so that's not
Silver chicken
Right.
is Clarkson.
So the silver chicken, is that the one on Clarkson between Utica
Yes,
and
yes,
East of
yes.
First? Yeah, so I'm no to that one, yes to all,
wait. 1 through 3.
yes,
Okay. 4,
yes,
5,
yes.
6.
Is that the silver chicken and seafood?
Yes, that's a abstain, she said, or no.
That's the no, that's the no.
That's the no. And number 7.
That's yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Celia Bannon, how do you vote?
Madam Chair.
Yes, Mr. Daly. I didn't realize you were
Yeah,
gonna call.
that's okay. Ms. Barton, in light of time, if the person pulls one out and it said yes to all others, please do not ask for each one individually.
I'm not the one asking.
I
That's
asked them for that because they're confusing me because I'm not looking at the agenda. I'm looking at the screen.
So what I'm saying to you is that the chair of the chair.
If they say they're voting yes on all.
Order, please. Order, please.
Ms. Barton, just listen to what I'm saying to you. If the board member, if the committee member pulls one out, please ask the chair to qualify which one that is. instead of doing individual voting. It's taking too much time. There's 7
Point
applicants.
taken, Mr. Chair. Okay, we only have
All
one
right.
last one.
Fine.
Carol, you should be looking at the agenda as well too, okay? We only have one last person to vote. Celia Bedding, how do you vote?
Yes for all.
Thank you. Okay. While she tabulates the vote, we will now, since the chair is on the call, I would ask him to say a few words if he wished to do so. I acknowledge Rudy Daly, the chair of Committee Board 17.
All right, so good evening, everyone. Just real fast, I thank you for the healthy conversation that you guys have been having about the different establishments that are in our community. Please note that this vote will be going to the board, so this conversation is very important. Also, looking forward to each of you to participate in other events of the board, including what the chair will speak about the committee's event next week. Also on the 28th, we'll be having a greet and listen with the Congresswoman event. That's going to be at my 11, which is 5909 Beverly Road. I'm looking forward to everyone to come out. This is something that is going to be sponsored by the board, right, by Community Board 17, in talking about what has happened with the community on the congressional level. So I'm inviting all of that. Those of you who would like the information can speak to Ms. Martin, and she will make sure that you get the flyer and the link to RSVP to the event. And so again, I thank you. And this is the last meeting for the fiscal year. So looking forward to all of you coming out through September. And thank you again, Madam Chair, personally, for the work that you've been doing as the chair of the Commerce Committee. You've done a great job, and I'm so proud of you and proud of this committee for the work. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Appreciate that.
Jill,
So as
could you just repeat that? His voice was not quite clear. Did he say it's 15 next Wednesday? And it's a meet and listen and greet with whom?
So our Congresswoman Yvette.
Oh, Yvette Clarke.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And greet and listen to things that affect us within our community. So that will be at Meyer 11 Junior High School, which is right across the street from Tilden, which is specifically Ralph and Beverly Road. Also, I forgot that tomorrow we have a general board meeting. We have the general board meeting at I forgot to remind everybody about that.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair, again. Someone put in the chat, Mr. Agard is also representing KNL. That item was tabled, so I just wanted to let the Carol, I think that was you.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that item was tabled for his request. So to the business owners that are on the call or restaurant owners, the Commerce Committee is having a sumptuous sample on the 27th, which I mentioned earlier. I will share my number for those who don't have it. Feel free to call me, today or tomorrow if you're interested in participating on this event. It's a real great event to showcase your restaurant business. People come out and they sample your food, and then they will come and support your establishment. So my phone number for the benefit of those who don't have it is 347-634-3300. Or if you have any questions that was not answered tonight, you feel free to call. Don't forget, tomorrow you have to show up at the committee board meeting to, because the conversation continues. Detective Skinner, are you still on the call?
Not everyone.
Yes, so I'll open the floor up for Detective Skinner to greet us with any issues that he have, and then open the floor up for any questions.
Good night, everyone. Detective Skinner from 6th Precinct Community Affairs Office. Just have a short end of year report before the I know we take a break for like the 2 months for the summer. Just giving like a quick brief of where we're at for the year so far. So far down in crimes, we're actually down in crimes for the 28-day period. We're actually down 41% in robberies, which is a good thing. We're down 15% in felony assaults. We're down 21%. I'm sorry, 12% in grand larcenies. And one of the biggest ones that I know we kept driving was stolen vehicles. We're actually down 31% in that. So if we could continue getting that message out there about not leaving these vehicles running and stuff like that, I think it would help out a lot more. So that actually seeing 31% down in that is actually a good thing that it's going down. So far, crime trends, what we're seeing, as far as what we saw spiked up was we had 2 shootings in the past 28-day period. We had one at 332 East 98th Street. That was a non-fatal shooting. That was actually drug related. And then we had one at 4501 Glenwood, which we had 1 fatality, unfortunately. That one is still under investigation. Right now, we don't know the motive behind that. Burglaries were actually up in burglaries. We had 20 burglaries within the past 28-day period. But what we're seeing is with these burglaries, it's more so like buildings and like commercial buildings, because what they're doing is they're actually stealing the copper wire from the cell sites, from the cell phone companies or like the cable companies. And what these guys are doing, they'll go into like an apartment building, they'll take the elevator up and they'll go on top of the rooftops and they'll start cutting the wires and stuff like that. We have a few burglaries as far as residential, but what we see that those are happening in the day when like people aren't home. Catalytic converters, another hot topic. It actually went down, but within the past 20-day period, we actually have 8 that was reported stolen compared to what it was a few months ago. So hopefully, let's keep our fingers crossed. We see an improvement. As far as for the summer violence deployment zones, to combat like violence and quality of life. From May through September, we have 2 actually deployment zones. One is actually in the 90s, and the other one is actually in the 50s. We're gonna have 40 extra police officers to help us deploy for like quality of life and crime. So we actually get 40 extra police officers shipped in every day. And what the CO does is he looks at different areas where he feels or where we feel that need more manpower, more special attention to address quality of life and violence. For our year-to-date for the guns, as far as gun arrest, we have 64 gun arrests for the year, and we have 63 guns that was recovered.
Okay.
Last but not least, I know this is a big topic, is abandoned vehicles. So year to date, we have 183 vehicles that was towed, 37 vehicles that was towed within the month. What we're actually seeing now, which is actually a problem, is that being as we have private tow companies that's contracted to the city, they're actually complaining that they don't have enough space to do their own business now. So now that runs into another issue of where are we putting all these cars? So right now, these tow companies, it's like before when the NCOs made an appointment, they would say, okay, listen, next week, let's say Tuesday next week. Now it's, let me get back to you. So that's the other issue that's happening. But just some quick tips, that we've been seeing, for the summer to stay safe. Make sure, what we've been seeing as well is with these phone calls, like from people like with the banks or Social Security, etc. There was one incident that it didn't happen here in the 6-7, but it happened. I forgot what state it was, but a lady got called from Chase. I'm sorry, not called from Chase. She made a transaction, and I don't know if you guys know when these banks send you an email or a text message, and they'll say, "Did you approve this?" Text back yes or no. So she did that, and apparently she got a phone call from Chase, which was actually a Chase number, and they asked her, "Hey, did you make this transaction? Blah blah blah." She said yes. They said, "All right, let's verify it." Next thing you know, she has over $100,000 taken out from her account. And Chase did tell her that it was a legit Chase text message, and it was a legit Chase number. So apparently they got hacked. So these hackers, man, they're very smart and they're very witty. So just be careful of that. Going forward, as far as like, for the summer, 4th of July is coming, and I know, thank God, within the past 2 years, it's been less fireworks compared to prior to that. So if you guys have any fireworks in the area, whatever the case is, don't hesitate to call 311 or don't hesitate to call the precinct, because we do take it serious, because that could lead into other things that we don't want to grow. That's it I have to report. Any questions, I'll answer to my best of my ability.
Okay, before I take any questions for Detective Skinner, to the liquor license applicants, feel free to drop off the call if you wish. You're totally encouraged to stay on if you would like, but I would see you guys then tomorrow. You're more than happy to stay on, but you can drop off if you wish. I'll open the floor up for any questions for Detective Skinner. If I don't see your hands, please let me know.
Okay, my hand's up.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Vigilante. Sorry.
Just before I ask the detective a question, did you give the I don't know, I must have walked away for a minute. Did we get the
No, we're gonna come back to that. The count, you mean?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, we'll come back to that after we finish. Yeah.
So I guess Detective Skinner, I'm just noticing that there seems to be like an uptick in graffiti all over the place. Is that something that you're noticing, or that the precinct can do anything about, or is
Yeah, so that is that it's actually a good thing that you said that, because we actually have been noticing on our own. We're like, graffiti has been popping up. The thing with graffiti is you actually have to catch the person in the act.
Yeah.
So what we do is, the thing about it is, like, when we do our graffiti cleanups, we have to get permission from the business owner or building owner or property that it's on. We can't just go paint over it. So our crime prevention officer and the NCOs, they go, they partner up, and they usually go out and they handle that. I know it used to be sanitation, but I believe sanitation, what do you call it? I believe sanitation, I don't think they do it anymore, but that's why our crime prevention officer and NCOs, that's why they, what do you call it? They partnered up and they do it.
So if there's like, I know a business that complaining that they had graffiti on the side of their building, so do they have to call the precinct?
So if the building management or the owner of the building have no problem with us cleaning it up, then they'll do a graffiti cleanup.
Right, but they have to call you to tell you this, right? Because
Right.
otherwise you wouldn't know.
Right.
It is. Okay.
Okay, you're welcome. Any other question for Detective Skinner?
Yes.
Go right ahead. I can see. Adele, go ahead.
I'd like to know when what the kind of National Night Out is this year.
It's always on the second Tuesday of August.
It's always the second Tuesday of it's always the
Where is it gonna be?
It's gonna be on East 53 in Church.
It's 53rd. All right, thank you.
Are there any other questions?
I have a question.
Go right ahead, Bree.
It's Simone.
Simone, my apologies. You guys sound familiar a lot. Sorry.
I just have a question in line with the graffiti question. If you catch the person on your video, is that something that can be used, or you actually? I mean, they move so quickly.
So video is good, and video is great. But the problem is, even though you see somebody doing something in a video, you still have to ID them. So even though I see you doing it, you still have to get its ID process. So what it is, it will definitely help, because now we know what the person looks like. Now we know, how tall they are, what they're wearing. So it definitely helps, without a doubt. So without a doubt, the video does help. When the person does get arrested, if they basically, right, so let's say they graffitied your building, they graffitied my building, they graffitied someone else's house, each of those individual tags, as these graffiti artists call it, that's a separate arrest number, because the thing about it, the city takes graffiti pretty serious, because it's something that's like, obviously you're destroying property. So every single time that person does a tag, that's an arrest number. I remember we had a guy some years ago, he had over 40 something tags in the precinct, and he had 15 tags up in the neighboring precinct, and those were all arrest numbers. And the DA actually took it serious.
I guess I just want a clarification, because Mike's Diner closed a couple of years ago and on a corner of Utica and Winthrop, and the graffiti is just getting, I kept hearing that there's someone, it was going to turn into a doctor's office and it was going to get cleaned up, but the graffiti just gets worse almost on a weekly basis, and nothing is happening to that.
So again, Mike's Diner, whoever the owner is, Mike's Diner, I know that's the 7-1 side, but whoever the owner is, like if they get in contact with the owner has to agree to it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Detective Skinner, in the essence of time, I don't see any other hand. I want to thank you for your contribution to the Commerce Committee.
I have my hand up.
Oh, sorry. Who's that?
It's Miss Jerry. I just wanted to ask a quick question. Sunday night, there was a huge police presence on Snyder Avenue and around between Albany and 42nd, 43rd Street. I was just wondering, I didn't hear anything mentioned. Just wondering whether there was some activity, because cops were looking on the cars, shining flashlights on the cars. Usually that's if they're looking for gun casings or something, but it was a huge presence there on Sunday night around 10 o'clock or so. Just curious.
That when a shot spot, or like we have something called shot spot. It's a device that we have that detects gunshots. So if it rang off somewhere in that area, obviously when we go, we try to go with numbers, and that's why you probably saw them, looking under the cars and canvassing, because Snyder Avenue and 43rd over there, that's pretty a dim. Snyder's kind of a dim lit street, so
right.
Yeah.
And are there any efforts being made to look at these establishments that are no longer, during the pandemic when they were allowed to be on the sidewalk? Some of them, it's like an eyesore. They're not being utilized. They are certainly not having any patrons visiting, but they're still sitting there, and it's been it's almost like they've almost totally abandoned. Nobody's using these sidewalk cafes and parking, especially in Church Avenue. Specifically, I'm referring to one on it's a Haitian restaurant on Church Avenue, and a block from New York and Church. If you're heading towards New York, it's the next block. The name just went out of my head. It's one block over. If you're heading from New York and Church, heading towards New York Avenue, it's the next block. It's a Haitian restaurant there. Church Avenue is tight enough as it is, and it's just sitting there taking up valuable space, and they haven't been using it.
Right. So we don't enforce that.
That's Department of Transportation. Correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. What you can do is call 311, I think.
311. Yep.
Or call the community board, and she would refer that to Department of Transportation.
Okay.
Okay. All right. It's past 9 o'clock, and the staff usually finish working at 9, so we have to wrap it up. Carol, can we thank you for your questions, and Detective Skinner, thank you for your time. We appreciate you all summer, and I look forward to seeing you at the Sumptuous Sample. I sent you an invite personally. I'm not sure if you received it. It's the 27th. Did you receive it?
Hello?
Yes, I said I sent you an invite to the Sumptuous Sample. Did you receive it?
I have it. Yeah, I have. Yeah, you sent me the. Yeah, I have it. I have it right
Yes.
now.
Okay.
It's from 6 to 10, right?
Correct. Yes. Carol, can you give us the tally on the votes, please?
Okay. Greenheart, 7 yes, 3 abstention. Nostrand Donut Shop.
1 second. Did you say 7 or 17?
7.
And 3, that's 10. Oh, sorry. My apologies.
Nostrand Donut Shop, 7 yes, 3 abstentions.
Okay.
Macedonia Tavern, 6 yes, 4 abstentions.
Okay.
QLOX,
Mm-hmm.
8 yes, 2 abstention.
Okay.
RJ's Place, 9 yes, 1 abstention. Silver Chicken and Seafood, 8 yes, 1 no, 1 abstention. Splash and Event, 8 yes, 2 abstention.
Okay. By the votes, all the applications were approved or would be recommended to the board to be approved based on the votes, of course. Ms. Sylvester, do I have your assistant for the sumptuous sample at the door? Would you be attending?
Absolutely.
Thank you, ma'am. So all the committee members, would you guys be attending the sumptuous sample? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes, but where's it gonna be again?
Adele, you didn't receive a flyer? It's a J-Love.
No, Jada, okay.
Okay. All right. So I think I would reach out to you guys. Is there anyone who's willing to? I think I will ask Mr. Lewis to do that. He did it at the breakfast. Anyone interested in volunteering in any capacity? Feel free to reach out to me. My number is 347-634-3300. You know, if there's no other business, I will ask for a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Ms. June, before we do that, can you just let us know where we're meeting tomorrow?
Mr. Agard?
I know, but just for those-
No,
They all have
I'll
received
take it.
letters.
I sent the general board agenda to every applicant that appeared tonight.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Okay, but it's Lennox, what's the address, Carol?
395 Lennox Road
395 Lennox Road, 7 p.m. is the start time, okay?
in the auditorium.
May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? And someone second?
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting, Marguerite.
May I have a second? Adele Benton. Have a good evening, everyone. And for those board members, I'll see you tomorrow. If not, I'll see the rest of you on the 27th if you will be attending. And feel free to call me, you know, if you have any questions. Have a pleasant evening and thank you for your time, everyone.
Thank you. Could you just repeat your number one more time, please?
347-634-3300.
Okay, great. Is there any particular time you want me to get there on Tuesday?
Just
Or
call
I'll
me.
just call you.
Yes,
I'll just call
please
you.
do. Please do. Thank
Okay,
you. Nadia.
thank you. Have a
Have a
good
good
night.
night, everyone. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Howard, you still there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you need anything from me? I see Miss Jacqueline is still on. Miss Jacqueline, are you around?
She must have walked away from
Yeah.
her computer.
Right. You need anything else from me? We got everything you need.
No. Do you need anything else?
No. Well, I'll be calling you next week. I think we have. I think I have sign-in sheet. Can you just change from
Not
from the thing to that? That's the only thing I need. I'm gonna work on the
I'll send that to Sharif.
No problem. All right. Thank you again and have a good night. I know it's past your duty time. Okay.
You're welcome.
All right. Have a good night. Thanks.
You too. Bye-bye.